The following podcast is recommended for mature audiences only. The following podcast is recommended for adults only. Maturity is not a requirement.
Hello and welcome to another bonus episode of Dear Download. Yes, that's right, we have gone from doing one every 2 weeks to two in a week. It's just me at the moment. Simon is off at Slam Dunk at the moment, so I'm going to keep this intro pretty brief. But we sat down with ANTISAINT the other day and it was awesome. We were talking for a little bit over an hour. We could have carried on talking. To be fair, you guys know us. We spoke a little bit about Download, a little bit about their history with it or what they knew about it, a little bit about how the interactions went between them and Live Nation. Obviously, we couldn't pry too much because we didn't want to end up getting them in trouble. So there wasn't that much that they couldn't say anymore because most of the information is being released to us now. But I wanted to ask so many questions about it, but it wasn't about that. It was about the band as well. You know, we were so super happy to have them on. You know, we really enjoyed what they did, really enjoyed their album, and we were surprised at how low down they are on the bill. We'd obviously never heard of them before, like probably a lot of other people, because they're from America. They're from America. They're not from here. I think they said in the interview they've only played 15 shows. So they haven't been going for very long as well. They got held up in the COVID period, like a lot of people did. But yeah, we spoke about all the things that we could just to get an idea of the band, you know. And they've just recently come off of a tour with Drowning Pool over in the US, and they've done some other really cool stuff. And hopefully we might see them over here a little bit more often if they go down well at Download, which we're hoping to. We're hoping to build a bit of hype about them as well, not just gush over them ourselves. So yeah, hopefully we can get a few of you to come down and see them first thing in the morning as well, because it's always difficult getting people down that early, and honestly probably quite daunting for the band as well. Well, not just them, every band on every stage that are opening that particular stage across the whole weekend. So that's going to be quite a few bands in their position. So, you know, we enjoyed them. We wanted to chat to them. Hopefully we'll have a few beers with them at Download. So yeah, let's get into it. As you probably just heard, we have Andrew and Matt Whiteman from ANTISAINT on the show. ANTISAINT are opening the Dogtooth stage on the Saturday at Download this year. A few episodes ago, we were reviewing all the bands for the Saturday, and you probably heard we both absolutely loved ANTISAINT. And so we said in the episode, we'd love to get these guys on. And they reached out and said, we'd love to come on. So we arranged it, we sorted it out, and now they're here. So this is Andrew and Matt Whiteman from ANTISAINT. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, doing great too. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Super excited to have you on the show. Really, really excited and nervous.
Definitely.
How excited were you when you got the call to play Download?
Oh, dude, we were ecstatic. It was the very last day of our tour we were on with Drowning Pool and Otherwise Kala, and we found out right after our set. So that was way back in November, and we had to keep hush about it until mid-February when that announcement came out. So we've it was kind of hard to sit on that news for that long amount of time, but it was definitely amazing to get that news.
Awesome. One thing I probably should have said actually, that you are from the USA, from Wyoming, I believe, is it?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. How much did you know about Download before being asked to play it?
I've watched on YouTube, full sets of main headliners in the past before, so I try to stay up to date with all the main European festivals. Download, Hellfest and Wacken. Those have all been like big things on the checklist to get done. And so now that we can actually play one of those is just insane.
Have you guys been to England before?
Nope.
No.
This will be our first time.
Oh man, you guys are in for a. All I can say is British crowds, especially any European crowds, are fucking insane. So hopefully you guys really kick it off in the morning and people get people in the mood, because when British crowds especially go for it, they go for it. So I mean, I can't imagine how excited you guys are going to be just standing there, like ready to go, like the adrenaline running through.
Oh, dude, I'm definitely gonna be the most nervous I'll ever be for a show. That's for sure. And we're starting the set off aggressive. So we want to get the mood going for the day and get people into it like right away, and not slow burn up. Like we're gonna come out full swinging.
Nice.
Yeah, you have actually let us on a little secret. You are going to be releasing a new single the night before your set as well. I assume you're going to be playing that on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be playing that song, and it's exciting for us because it's the first song we wrote since pretty much all the events of the pandemic. Like we recorded our album Vaticinate prior to all those events, so we've just had a lot of time to reflect and develop into much stronger songwriters, and this single definitely takes it to the next level. So we're really excited to debut it at Download and just start this next chapter of Anti-Saint.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. Going back to Vaticinate, actually. So we did an episode previewing all of the bands that were announced in the announcement in February. I think it was the second announcement overall. And I listened to your stuff, and I was just intrigued by the naming of it. And I understand now, after reading your bio, it was meant to be three EPs: To Fear, To Digest, and To Create.
Yep.
Yeah. But then having all of those in one album rather than the three EPs, I was confused. And then I understood a little bit. But I still want to know more. So do you want to go into a little bit more about the naming of them and what they're about?
Yeah. So the original intention, like you said, was to release 3 separate EPs. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to bring 3 different shows to each city that we toured. So kind of release them within a year, 3-4 months of tour, 1 EP, then do another one. And so that way, like when we returned to the venue and hopefully had people return to the show, they got a different show each time for the entire release period of the project. So that's kind of why the albums are structured, or the album is kind of structured it kind of sounds like 3 different pieces when you listen to it. To Fear is more kind of on the heavy side of rock, and then To Digest is more of your metal stuff going on, and To Create's a kind of a mix of both and kind of more a little progressive. But that was the intention, and we wanted to go all out with the stage and stuff, so have everything thematically match what we were doing. But the pandemic derailed everything, and we were sitting on it probably a year or two, and we're just like, all right, we just need to release this because it's driving us nuts that we did all this work in studio and whatnot. And so we were able to release it, and here we are. We're up and at Download.
I absolutely loved them. I forgot how much I liked them. We've been trying to cover all the bands that are playing across Download. So it was a few weeks back that I listened to your stuff, and I put them on to do the research for this, and it just blew me away all over again. So I think it's absolutely amazing. But Simon is actually more of our technical guy for music, I guess. So I don't know, Simon, do you want to ask any questions?
Yeah. I mean, I was just blown away straight away by everything. I mean, I thought, first of all, I'm a huge production head. I thought the production was absolutely fantastic, especially, a lot of good bands these days don't necessarily have the best production, but as soon as I stuck it on, I was like, oh, that sounds tasty. Like straight away, vocals were perfectly sat in the mix. It was just, where did you guys record and mix them? Because they're really, really well produced.
So we recorded down in Denver. A longtime friend of ours, he owns a studio there called The Keep. And so we recorded with him, and we did it, proper, each EP session. I think we did 4 or 5 days to do each segment of it. So, we'd spend 2 days alone just on guitar. and stuff like that. And you know, I had Marshall amp and an orange amp and running through the cabs, multi-mic, like doing it the proper way. Because it makes a huge difference, like you said. So just capturing everything there was super easy and super convenient and clean. And then we had my friend Shane Stanton. He's out in Jersey. He mixed it. And this time around for the new single Paradise, Shane did all the recording and producing and engineering on it. So it's going to have a very similar kind of vibe to Vaticinate, but just that next level above. So, you know, I don't like to necessarily I get, you know, with the cost of studio and all that, it's way more convenient to try and self-produce at home and do a lot of things, but it does make a big difference if you're just doing, you know, Axe Effects versus like a real tube amp. And I'm not knocking Axe Effects by any means, because that's what I use live and it rips. But, you know, it's just, when you're listening to it and it's the most pristine, you know, perfect version of the song that it can be, those little differences do make a big difference.
Oh, yeah. If something's recorded well, then it all comes down to the mixing and mastering, and you need someone with a good ear. So this guy needs a big pat on the back because it sounds really good.
Yeah, Shane fucking rules.
Yeah. I think he might be getting some calls from people in this country now to maybe mix and master their stuff because it sounds so good. But yeah, straight away we sat it on. We were like, oh my God, well, this is the best thing we've heard this entire day. And like I was saying before we started the show, we genuinely didn't know that you were in the Discord, so we were bigging you up. But we weren't like trying to sell your stuff to anyone. We genuinely really liked it. And that's why I was like, oh shit, he's in the Discord.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I was just been chilling there for a little bit. You know, I joined when Instagram page that you guys have, liked a couple of our things on Instagram. So I was like, hey, I'll join the server and hang out and get to know some people that are coming down to download and, you know, connect early and hopefully, you know, see y'all in front of us early Saturday.
I'm sure they will be. Hopefully we can get a few more people down for you, but you'll be surprised. I mean, it's going to be early, but people at these festivals, they will be hungry to go out and listen. And the good thing about British festivals, people love new music. Like, they want to hear new bands. They want to know what the next big thing's going to be. So I'm sure you guys will have a decent crowd. And of course, me and Ad will be there rocking out as well. So
yeah, we're looking forward to meeting you in person, man. But I noticed on the announcement and when they put up, you know, like the fuller lineup, that second announcement that they had, there was a lot of bands that I had never heard of before. And, you know, we were looking them up and seeing you know, their Spotify numbers were like right around ours as well. And I was like, oh, this is really cool that Download this year in particular, maybe it's because there's the extra day, is able to put a lot of these lesser known bands and give them this kind of platform to grow a fan base. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I think the Download team are really good. Like, you'll see a lot of bands, they started on the small stage, then 2 years later they come back, they played the next stage. Then the next Download is really good at doing that thing where bands evolve and they go up the lineup rather than just sticking them and going, we're not going to listen to them again. They will pay attention to you after this festival to see what else you're doing. And if they're keen on having you back, they will. Yeah,
I mean, we've said a few times, haven't we? Bring Me the Horizon played very low down in 2006, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were like, small stage, right at the bottom, and now they're headlining the festival. So
I mean, that's the goal.
that is the goal. Yeah,
to climb the ladder.
Yeah.
No, I mean the folks though at Live Nation have been great to figure out all these details that, you know, that are more complicated for us coming over from America over there, just to prepare us for everything. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be a long-term relationship with this festival for sure.
Awesome.
I hope so. Yeah. I've said several times, I am not very good at getting in for the first band. I've been to every Download since 2003, except the Download pilot, which was a couple of years ago. And I went a good sort of 10, 12 years without getting in for the first band. I usually don't get there till sort of early afternoon. So it's a big thing for to be able to get me into the arena for the first band as well.
Let's go.
really is. Are you staying at the actual festival then? Are you camping, or have you got a hotel?
We've got tickets for the guest camp area. So we don't know yet if we're going to do that, or I know we got an Airbnb like 10 minutes away from the venue. So it might be a little mix of both, depending on how inebriated I am at the end of the night.
Cool.
That's true, actually, because
Awesome.
you're playing early. You guys have got a lot of time to get hammered later in the day, which is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that we're first. I love that we're first. It's a little less stress because of that. I'm like, okay, we don't necessarily have to like, there's not this massive, I could obviously be wrong, but there's always this like kind of rush thing when there's the changeover after the band before you to you. And, you know, there's a million things going on in your mind. So being the first band, I'm like, I know we're not going to get like any kind of sound check, but there will be like at least a proper line check. And then
Oh, yeah.
a little bit more time, you know, probably a little bit more than like a little break to like at least psych yourself up and not just go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you'll definitely get a decent line check. I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard from people that have worked at the festival, all the engineers are like top dudes. So I'm sure you'll get a decent line check. They'll make sure that you're sounding good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the sound at all, man. I'm just excited to, you know, go do it. Like, it'll definitely be the biggest show that we've ever played.
Sick.
Nice. So, another thing I was wondering is, are Download paying for you to come over, get your flights and everything? I mean, because it costs us probably 30, 40 quid in fuel to get there from 3 hours away. So obviously it can't be cheap for you. How is it?
I would love that expense. No, you know, it's more of just we've got the opportunity to do it. You know, we're flying over there ourselves and taking care of gear ourselves. But yeah.
What will help us out is if folks at the festival buy our sweet T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will definitely help us out.
And they are sweet T-shirts.
They are
You
pretty sick T-shirts as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So you shared the design a little while ago, didn't you? There was 3 different colors, and they all look great.
So we're allowed 2 of them. So we're doing the black shirt and the pink shirt. And for anybody who's seen it in the Discord, the actual proofs that we got from the clothing manufacturer, the actual print design is way bigger than the one that I put up. So it's pretty much the full front of the shirt. They're mean looking.
Yeah, they look sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to like capture the whole festival, the way they do their logos and stuff. So I wanted to use the download pink for it, and then I wanted to make our own kind of hellhound design. So I think it turned out great as well, and I'll be excited to see it. You'll definitely be able to see those bright pink T-shirts in the crowd.
Yeah, that's good. They'll stand out. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go to, I'm like a band T-shirt nerd. So whenever I go to a show, or especially a festival, I get band T-shirt envy, where I see everyone's T-shirts and I'm like, that's a sick shirt. That's a sick shirt. And then for like months afterwards, I buy about 50 band T-shirts.
Dude, FOMO's real, man.
I think I'm quite the opposite. I haven't bought a band T-shirt in a long time. I only own about 4 now. So you've got the 2 T-shirts. Are you allowed to sell any other merch?
No,
just
we're
the 2.
limited to
Yeah.
2.
Okay. What about selling merch from your tent? Have you? I'm assuming you can't, but have they already? Did they preempt that and say, "No way are you allowed to do this"? Because that's the sort of thing I would assume they would do. But I thought, as you're here, I'll ask.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I haven't like read the legal stuff, but our management, you know, kind of explained it. Like we're, you know, we got 2 T-shirts, 25 pounds, so it's cool. You know, we might, you know, we'll be walking around the festival with Andrew's got the new guitar picks. We'll be handing those out, and I'll probably have a pack of stickers or so, you know, just to give out people if they stop us in the open and whatnot. You know, we'll have goodies on us for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were handing out, I'm not sure we were supposed to be doing it because we weren't playing the festival, but we were handing out Dear Download flyers last year. I'm not sure we were supposed to, but we were doing it anyway.
No, and I was sticking them up on a few walls as well. We were going to get stickers and plaster them all over, literally like every toilet we go in and everything. But after the news today being sort of given a press pass, I'm thinking that might not be the best idea now. So
Yeah, you want to keep that press pass.
yeah.
It's been revoked.
Yeah. So do you know? It's probably going a little bit deep into it now, but how much information were you given at each stage? You said you found out back in November, wasn't it? Were you given, like, once you had the sort of exchange and said, right, yes, we will play it, were you given much information then, or did you have to wait for a little bit?
No, we didn't find out like until what was it? The public wave of round 2 was back in February.
Right. Okay.
Or March, whenever that was. That's when we found out like who we were like playing with the day of, but we still didn't have any like set times or stages splits.
No, Matt.
What?
No, we knew we were on the Dogtooth in November, and we knew we were playing on the 10th of November. But that was
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have a set time, and they didn't have the day splits yet or anything like that. We just knew Dogtooth Saturday. So
Right.
yeah, and then we've kind of found out things maybe 2 days before they go public.
Okay.
So you guys are you staying for the whole weekend then? Or
Yeah, we're
okay.
going to be going all 4 days.
Are there what bands are you guys looking forward to seeing that are on the lineup?
Oh man, okay. So it's been a hot minute since I've seen Metallica. I think the last time was 2017 when they played Denver last. So definitely Metallica. And Ghost for sure. It's been since Papa 3 since I've seen Ghost.
Wow.
So it's been a hot minute too. Really looking forward. I've never seen Greg Puciato live.
Nice.
And he's later that day on the Dogtooth stage on Saturday. So I'll definitely be seeing him. Shit, man. Honestly, I'm probably going to watch a lot of the bands on the Dogtooth stage. Just to, like, for sure the first couple of days, one, to just kind of visualize, kind of amp myself up, kind of live vicariously through the bands before I go up on stage. But also just to, like, see and connect and learn these bands that are, hopefully rising up at the same time as us.
Yeah.
And kind of form those connections early.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a good place for networking. While you guys are there, just start chatting to just everyone. Like, just network as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Yeah, I'd say I'm gonna be getting down late night with Perturbator and Carpenter Brut.
Nice.
I love that heavy electronic, just dark synth wave stuff. But in terms of like stuff in our genre, Disturbed, huge fan of Disturbed. They're one of my big influences. One of the first new metal albums I heard was Sickness.
Sick.
And then Architects, I really want to see them. And then, I'm a huge fan of Slipknot. I saw them at Red Rocks. That show was crazy. I started up in like row 70 something and ended the night in like row 20. So definitely going to catch them.
Oh man, Red Rocks is a place I've always wanted to go. Whenever you see the shots of the gigs there, it just looks like such an awesome venue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's cool. Because we grew up just like 20 minutes away from there.
Oh.
So that's on the bucket list to play Red Rocks.
Oh yeah.
I actually graduated from Red Rocks in high school 10 years ago. Yesterday. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Sick. This is always one because I used to do interviews with local bands, like in Cheltenham in the surrounding area, and I'd always ask them this, and you'd always get great stories. What was the worst show you ever played?
Oh man!
You have to have some sort of story where something went wrong, someone's fucking guitar broke or something.
Is it SBB, Andrew?
Dude, okay. Well, here's the thing, man. Like, so this last run that we did with Drowning Pool. And this is going to sound weird because like the actual set itself and the show itself for us, Anti-Saint, was awesome. But just to give you a little bit of background, I work as a front of house engineer for Drowning Pool. So this tour, I was doing double duty. I was, Anti-Saint was opening, and then Tall and Otherwise would play, and then I would mix Drowning Pool. So I was there at the venue, like, we'd load in at like noon, and I had to, set up sound and console, get their PA going and all that. So we're at this place in South Carolina called Suck Bang Blow. It did two of those things. Dude, so it's this like ratchety biker bar kind of thing. It's like Sturgis, but kind of downscaled a little bit. And we're inside, and dude, like this PA is total shit. Like total shit, man.
Yeah.
Like terrible. I get it going or whatever. We're doing sound check. We get through Drowning Pool's sound check. We're on to Otherwise, man. And like their house LD like unplugged the whole sound system, like trying to plug in one of his lights or something. And like
it was plugged in next to the beer sign. Like,
yeah.
He was plugging in the beer sign. Unplugged the PA to plug in the beer sign. That was animated.
That's what it was. Yeah. And dude, and I just go nuclear because like just all day I'm just like so stressed about this PA and like it's just the whole layout. Dude, like there's no space for Guitar World or anything. Our guitar tech was in the women's bathroom, like set up the boat on the sinks and shit.
Yeah, it was just a nightmare.
So like all that happens, man. Like we finally get through sound checks and all that stuff, and I'm like just chilling. And so bringing up the point that the guitar boat was in the bathroom, they blocked off the bathrooms from the public. We weren't using the men's restroom, but they locked it with me in it. They didn't knock to see if anybody's in there. Like, and I'm just in there, like literally brushing my teeth, like finally getting to, do self-care for the day. And they locked me. I'm like trying to push the door. I'm like, did somebody put a case in front of the door or something? Like, I'm like pounding on it. Nothing. Luckily I had my phone. I call her text. I'm like, yo, dude, we need to have somebody let me out of this fucking bathroom, man. And it took him like 5 minutes to get me. I'm like freaking out because I didn't know if he like even got the text or the call or whatever through. I was like, dude, yeah. And so he took video of me like coming out of this bathroom after the employees let me out. And I'm just like the most pissed off I've ever seen myself. So that as a whole day, as a whole gig was probably the worst. But like the actual set that we had and the crowd that we had was cool. It was just all the fuckery around it.
All the stuff surrounding the actual set. Oh, I love it, man.
Like, do you guys know the band Starset at all?
Heard of, yeah.
I think they've played Download previously. They're a big like sci-fi concept band, and we're playing this show in Denver at a small theater, and the stage is like a triangle shape. So it's a weird layout. And at the time we opened up for them, they had this massive cube in front of their drum kit. It surrounded their drum kit, and it was used as a video wall when it frosted over. It was really cool. Very technical. That
sounds cool, yeah.
But, I mean, this thing was massive on a tiny little theater stage. And then, like, the band in support of them, Gemini Syndrome, they had all of their stuff. So it was just layers of gear over and over again. And then, like, so finally our footprint was, like, maybe 2 feet. Like I was almost in the crowd. I had one place in between the drum kit and I think Andrew's guitar rig, and that was it. Like I had no movement. I was on a mic stand the entire night. So I would say like for us, we try to put on a good show regardless of the situation that we were in the day of, no matter how much bullshit occurred during the day. Of just if the headliner was taking forever to do something, if the venue was not accommodating to something, it doesn't matter because the fans and the people showing up to the show, they don't know those things, and you can't hold it against them. So you gotta kind of forget about it and give them a good show.
That's why it's good to ask bands questions, because you're there throughout the day, you're there for sound check, you're there waiting around, and this sort of stuff is going to happen at some point to bands play loads of shows. So that's why it's interesting, like we were talking about before, giving people an insight into how the industry actually, what people perceive it to be and what it actually is.
Yeah. But it's really amazing because, like, to Matt's point, the audience doesn't know what happened during the day. And honestly, for me, when I'm on stage, I completely forget about all of that happened that day because I'm just stoked to be playing because that's the goal. That's the dream right there, is just play in front of people and, expel some energy that's been built up and hopefully have a good time with it. So, yeah.
That's the way. That's why being in a band is great, because once you're up there playing, all your problems just drift away and you're like, yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. I'm on stage now, who cares? Yeah,
it's like the set goes by like that and you're like, did I just play a half hour? It felt like 2 minutes.
Yeah. definitely.
I have a question for you guys.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, excellent.
Just curious, but bro. So of our catalog, like what songs would you hope to see in our set list?
Oh, I'll tell you what my favorite one was. Let me go on Spotify. It's the one that I put on my number one on my playlist.
I think
Because it was the one when I first listened to, and I thought, wait a minute, why does the? At first, did you hear my comment about you guys when I said I was like, the vocals sound like they're Mushroom Head style, and then I was like, then the music sounds completely different. I was literally like, is this Jeffrey Nothing's like side project or something? Like, what the hell is happening? And I think the one that I put on first was ID.
we're going to pick the same one. Yes.
Yeah, I was literally like, because that's the first one I stuck on, because we just go straight onto the Spotify when we're listening to bands, and we just put the first song on, and I was like, I was listening, but I was also doing something, but the music and everything was so good, I just went, what? Oh shit, okay. And then we're supposed to listen to like 2 or 3 tracks of each band. I ended up just listening to literally everything that you guys had done, and I was like, okay, well this band is sick. So I've pretty much got a playlist that is the bands playing on the day, but it's pretty much all of your songs and then like 1 or 2 of the other bands. So it's pretty much an anti-Saint playlist.
Awesome. And yeah, mine was ID as well. I was going to say the fact that I know any of the song names means that I really like it, because I usually listen while I'm working. I don't look at very many of the songs. It has to be something really good to sort of stop me in my tracks and go, hang on, who's this? And what is the song name? Sort of thing. Look at my watch or my phone. So yeah, same for me, ID. And I was just about to say before Simon said it, we didn't know each other before the podcast 2 years ago, but we have so much in common. There's so many similar things between us. I just knew it was going to be the same song.
Nah, it's really cool, man. And that is one we are going to be playing. So.
Cool.
Well, hopefully, like we said before, because you grabbed our attention straight away, and you guys said that you're starting the set off hard anyway, that hopefully that's what you do for the people, because you'll find my friend's band In Search of Sun, they played the Dogtooth stage in 2016, and they said that when they started, the tent was like, quarter full. You get 2 or 3 songs in, people will just start hearing music, and they will just gravitate towards it. So if you guys start and you're like, it's quite a few people, I guarantee you the next time you look up, there will be a lot more people crammed into that tent, because that's what people do. They just tend to gravitate. They're like, oh, I like that. They're just gone, like straight towards the music. So yeah, expect to look up a few times and see a lot of changes in capacity, because people will just come into you guys.
I'm going to hopefully be looking up the whole time, because, like I said, there's not many opportunities that are just a sea of people, or a seeming sea of people before me. And it's always exciting to soak that in instead of looking down at my boots the whole time.
I was going to say as well, are you guys doing any, have they allowed you to do any video recording? Are you going to record it, GoPro? Are you going to try and document any? Because I'm not sure what the rules were, but In Search of Sun, who we've had on the show before, they filmed some of their songs and then they put them on YouTube afterwards. So I don't know what the rules are with that sort of stuff, but is that something you guys were thinking about?
Yeah, so we're going to be bringing out a bunch of GoPros just to have on stage and all that. And then a friend of ours is able to come out to the festival too and be a videographer for us for
Nice.
that. The only thing that we can't do, which I was a little surprised about, was we just can't get an audio recording of our set. So I don't know if it's the consoles that they're using just aren't set up for multi-track or what, but that's all right.
Yeah, I guess as long as you can document it in some way, the whole experience, that would be cool enough, I guess, for people.
Yeah, but people have complained about that before with Download, though, haven't they? That there are so many festivals that put out the full sets of the bands after, just a static camera from the recording desk and the audio through, like, from the recording desk as well. But Download have never done that, and no one knows why.
It's one of our main complaints. Like, we love this festival. It's what we talk about. But one of our main complaints is, why don't you release some of the audio and video of some of these sets? Because I know that they filmed some of them, but they never put them online. So I don't know what they're doing, stockpiling them, or I don't know. But yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, because we even, when we asked, I was like, if it's something that you charge for, that's totally fine by me. I'm totally willing to pay for it. But yeah, they just don't offer the audio recording. So
Okay.
It's all right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Another thing you reminded me of a minute ago, actually, Simon, was riders. Because, again, in Search of Sun, your friend said they got into the little cabin and they had 4 cans of cider and 1 banana.
Yeah,
between them.
don't expect. Yeah, there's 5 of them in the band, and they got given 4 ciders. So
Let's go.
don't be requesting like
edge, so I don't think his.
a football helmet filled with cottage cheese. An old, I don't know, fucking, Hollywood UK jacket or some bullshit. You're not going to get any of that.
That's the fun of it, man. That's being in the dirt, and at the bottom of the totem pole is just getting that.
No, we saw what they're putting on the rider for all the bands on the Dogtooth, and it's 5 ciders this year.
Oh my god! All right, they've stepped it up.
Awesome.
And 1 1/4 banana.
Oh, I love it.
How many have you got in your band? There's 4 in the band, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 4 of us.
An extra
I had to write them
cider.
down.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You can split it between you.
Well, 2 because Matthew's straight edge, so
Oh wow! Well,
he's saving us.
oh, I'm saying one
of
thing
us
though,
can get
right?
A little bit more tipsy.
Prepare yourselves, okay? Because drinks at Download are not cheap. So I hope you guys have saved some money.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been setting money aside. Like, I know it's going to be expensive for those 4 days. I mean, just traveling is expensive, but
Yeah.
we'll be all right.
Okay, good.
But I mean, we'll be there. We'll be camping. So if you are staying at the Airbnb and not camping, we'll have plenty of beer back at the tents. Anyway, I'm assuming you'd be allowed in. You'd have pretty much an all access area or most access area, not the backstage of like the main arena, but I'd assume your wristband will get you most places.
Yeah, I reckon they could pretty much go anywhere in the festival. So have a little walk around.
Yeah.
Get some free beer.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Alcohol is an infinite resource at Download. You never, ever run out, ever.
True.
So I've heard.
Yeah. Awesome.
As it should be.
So have you played any festivals in America?
No. I mean, honestly, Anti-Saints only had Download will be our 15th show ever.
Wow.
Matthew and I had previously, like, we had an older band that had done years and years of tours and stuff. But just over the pandemic, it felt like a good opportunity to rebrand and start anew and, go with a band name and direction that more suited us and we felt more comfortable with. So it's not that we're strangers to touring or stuff like that, but even with that band, we've never done a festival. There's been a couple times where I've had to fill in on bass for Drowning Pool. One of them was Sturgis, and that was like 15,000 people. So I'll consider that kind of like a festival, but
Nice.
But not in the proper sense of like a multi-day, multi-stage kind of thing.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that is
I
awesome.
don't know what to say to that. So, I just want to say that's cool.
This is pretty much from the ground up. So if it takes off, we'll come back on the show as like one of the headliners in 5-6 years. That'd be rad, and just kind of talk about this again.
Yeah.
Bro, you got to headline the 3rd stage first.
Hey man, we gotta climb the ladder. I don't know.
You guys are lucky, man. Your 15th show and you're playing Download Festival. Jeez. Wow.
Well, like Andrew said, like we're not new, like in terms of like experience between us, because we did do about 10 years of playing live shows and writing in a previous band, and it was just a long learning curve. We learned a lot with each opportunity, and we were kind of like, all right, well, we can take everything we learned and start from scratch and do it the right way from day one. So that's what we did. So that kind of explains also our numbers and stuff on Spotify, why it's so low, to the quality of the content, because I remember listening to your podcast and you guys like, these guys should have 100,000,
Yeah, I was being honest when I said that. When I heard you and I looked and I went, what? Why does that only say that number? Like, this is wrong, right? I must have the wrong band or something. That can't be right. This is the wrong page. It was right, yeah. But like you said, when you're building it from the ground up, you got to start right at the bottom, man, and work your way. So hopefully,
Yeah.
Have you seen any growth in the numbers since you've been announced on Download?
Dude, I was about to just bring that up. Like the second that they had the second wave announcement, the numbers just like the graph just right up, and it's stayed consistent. And honestly, like as we've gotten closer to the festival, it's continued to grow a little bit more. So whether that's just people getting ready for the festival, because I know the Download Spotify account added ID to their playlist, and then we've been added to a fuck ton of playlists also from just everybody who's excited about the festival in the area and adding bands and making a Saturday or making a whole Download playlist kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool to see, and I'm really curious to see how much more it jumps up after we actually play and people hear it and see it in person, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people in front of us that never listened to a song on Spotify, whether they have it or not. They just, don't listen to playlists or whatever. They're just we have to win them over, basically.
Yeah. Just make sure in between every song, we're Anti-Saint. Next song. In between again, we're Anti-Saint, by the way.
Well, the picks, I got 2 sets of picks that I made. There's 2 different ones. I only put up the one on the Discord, and it's got the QR code on the back. So, whoever has it, it takes you to a link tree with Spotify, Apple Music, social media, all that stuff. And then I've got these. I'll just show them to you. I don't want to, give away all the secrets too much, but kind of
nice.
That, and then just a little fun on the back.
Nice. Wicked. People are going to love those, man. They are going to be sweet.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's awesome. But yeah, I thought the same. Ever since we talked about you in the episode we did about the Saturday, I've been looking for you when people put up wish lists or to see lists, and every time I see one, I'm like, oh, they got Anti-Saint in there. Just hoping they do, because I really, really want you to do well, and really hoping that a lot of people coming down and see you. So yeah, and I have been sort of pushing it a little bit as well, and sort of said to some of them, come and see Anti-Saint. So yeah, hopefully it all works. And
I think it will. And like you guys were saying, couple songs in the set, when people hear that there's music coming from the tent, hopefully they're drawn to it. And I think looking at the map that they put out today of the layout, it looks like the Dogtooth is kind of positioned near the entrance of the arena. So
yeah.
As people are coming in from campgrounds, district decks, hopefully we just kind of earworm them right away, and they just come in and check it out, and they're hooked.
Yeah, it's a good position. It's literally right as you walk in. You've got the main stage directly in front of you, and right on the right-hand side, Dogtooth's right there. You literally can't miss it. So hopefully you get a lot of foot traffic just coming in and just being curious about who's on. Yeah,
and honestly, I won't say what time we're playing, but the potential clashes during us are actually pretty favorable in terms of there's actually a good chunk of our set where we are the only band playing. So
awesome.
Nice.
That's also
even better.
That's also pretty favorable,
Sweet.
One of the questions I did have that I think you probably answered was I was gonna ask if you know how you actually got booked for Download. So because I think there's a team of 5 people, all from the UK, and they'll book bands that they see on tours and everything, or they'll go to certain shows and see some of the lower down bands. But you say you've never been to England, but I didn't know that you had supported Drowning Pool. So that is probably how they discovered you. I would take a guess.
Yep. That's exactly how we. There was industry people out at that tour, and we impressed them enough to submit to Download, and then I think that was at the start of the tour, and then by the end of the tour, it was a done deal. So it was cool.
Nice. Okay, well, we should probably wrap up about there. Before we go, I've got a couple of little things I want to ask to both of you. Other than the music and other than playing, what is the one thing, or the thing you're looking forward to the most about Download Festival from what you've heard from what you heard about it, if anything?
Here. So I'll inject this a little bit. The whole reason I ever picked up a guitar was I was 6, 7, somewhere in there. I saw AC/DC live at Donington when it was the Monsters of Rock, and that was I was instantly, man, I play SGs. Angus Young is my guitar god. So to be I know it's not the exact same spot as when it was Monsters of Rock, but it's the same grounds to me.
Oh,
It's fucking huge. That's like a pinch me moment that I never thought was going to happen. So super excited about that. And then just from what you guys have said, with the how the European crowd is so much more into it than America, and which that's evident enough from just watching videos online. There's not a lot of phones up in the air. There's a lot of moshing and moving. So just to experience that and to connect with people over there, that's what I'm most looking forward to.
You'll get a vibe as well. Like Donington itself has this weird thing that when you walk there, it's almost like you said, you're on like hallowed ground. Like you can almost feel the history, even though it's just a field, man. It's like, but when you get on there, you're like, oh, there's this like weird energy here that's like infecting me. And you guys will get that as soon as you step foot on the place, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I kind of have the same answer as Andrew. Just being inspired by that live DVD and being on the same grounds and just, like you said, all the history that's happened there, all the major bands that have played there, all the great shows. Just to feel that energy of a massive festival and to be part of it, just be one small piece of it. But not many bands can say they've done these type of things, like have your name on the same ad mat as Metallica. That's huge
dude.
for us. So.
That's mega.
Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you and give any shout outs before you go?
Yeah. So the easiest place to find us across all social media at ANTISAINT Band, all one word, no underscore bullshit, at ANTISAINT Band. ANTISAINT on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon, everywhere that you stream music, we're on there. And feel free to reach out. Like, we respond to messages all the time. And if you're so inclined to buy merch, antisaintband.com. We do have international shipping, so it's a little more expensive, which sucks, but you're able to get shirts out. And the shirts that we're selling at Download are only for Download. So if you want to have the exclusive threads, that's the place to get it.
Thank you again so much for coming on. It's been a real awesome chat with you. I don't want to call it an interview because it was just a normal, it was just a general chat. That's what we like doing.
Yeah.
Just want to give a shout out to Dave, helping sort of sort this all out. And we'll see you at Download, I guess.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing you guys, and thank you for having us on the podcast.
Definitely appreciate you guys having us on your show and giving us the love there. It's exciting. I can't wait for this festival in 2 weeks almost.
Yeah, not long.
Dude,
I mean, yeah.
Today.
We're almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks today.
We're buzzing just to go,
Friday.
but I can't even imagine how excited you guys are to come over and actually play. That is just madness.
Dude, it's excitement, it's nervousness, it's anxiety. The million things we got to do still to get ready for the flight's over, but it's gonna be fucking killer, dude.
And that was the call we had with them. Absolutely amazing guys. Like I said, we'll probably try and get them on after Download as well, after they've played, just to see what their experiences was. The same with the intro. I'm not going to do the whole spiel, but thank you to the Patreons, you absolute legends. We got James Harrison, Alexander Toon, and Jacob. You guys are amazing. Thank you for helping support us. We appreciate every penny we get, and we put every penny we get back into the podcast. But that's it. Yeah, I got to go. It's weird talking to myself. It really is. I miss Simon. Tell your friends about us. I know we keep saying that, but that really is the best thing you can do. Word of mouth is by far the best type of advertisement. And your friends probably want to know about us, but you haven't told them yet. So share it in your groups, your WhatsApp, Facebook, Discord, Reddit, whatever groups you're in. I'm sure a lot of you are probably in groups trying to sort of arrange how you're getting to Download. Tell them. I'm sure they want to know about us. That's it for this episode. What's really helpful as well is to give us a review or a star rating. Absolutely amazing. Really helps us. I've been Adam. That's weird. Bye-bye.